In recent months, there has been a series of national economic issues coming at the forefront with no direct or definitive solutions at hand. There has been the issue of correspondent banking and the regional implications, and there have been the issues of sustainability in several areas of agriculture, as well as the fall in oil prices. Collectively, these issues are ingredients for a major economic collapse if not tackled directly by the government of Belize. Recently elected opposition leader John Briceño spoke of the direction he sees our country going.
Unfortunately for Belize, it is not good. And I don't really relish in saying that because I want it to go good in Belize. I'm a Belizean like everybody else. And if it goes good for Belize, then it goes good for all of us. But unfortunately, that's not happening. We have a government that's completely out of touch with reality. When you look at papayas, it's closing down. Sugar, the price has gone down dramatically. Shrimp, we lost at least 6 months of production. They've been wiped out. We're not going to go into production until about June, July. Citrus greening continues to affect us. We've gone down from a height of almost 7 million barrel boxes of oranges for export that we are under 4 million boxes. So that's a drop of about 3 million boxes of orange or citrus products. That is having a direct impact not only on the factory but even on the farmers themselves. When we look down south in the banana industry, we have a company that has about 1,000 acres of banana that they can't export. The produce is just rotting in the fields, and if the banana growers they can't sell it, they're not going to bring it down from the tree because then it's going to cost them, and then if they don't bring it down, then all of that is going to go to nothing.
Briceño added that there is no sense of urgency coming out of Belmopan as hundreds are losing their jobs and the industries continue to face possible collapse.
Here we have all these industries, facing these severe challenges, and we don't feel a sense of urgency from the government. As you rightly pointed out, Petro-Caribbean money is finished. Over $300 million have been squandered. $44.7 million alone in the month of October, the month before the elections. So all of this is gone. Interest rates going up, and very little economic activity. So it's going to be a rough time for Belize, and I wish I could see it differently.
According to the opposition leader, his party will be tackling these issues in the coming weeks. Making waves in the news for some days was the issue of a $12 million loan to Santander Sugar from the Social Security Board. The decision by the SSB to lend the money met opposition from several pockets of society. In the case of the People's United Party, John Briceño says the concern wasn't so much about the loan, but rather the process and procedures carried out by SSB when it comes to investments.
First, I want to point out, and I have gone to great lengths to make this known, that we in the PUP support foreign direct investments into this country. There are many instances where we don't have the capital, we don't have the technology, nor access to the markets. So we need to get people to come in and invest in Belize. And the investment, the Santander's group's investment in Belize when it comes to a sugar mill and planting several thousands of acres of sugar cane, is a good one, and it can have a positive effect in our country. So we do support that, and we do support the Santander Group coming to invest in Belize.
Foreign investments, according to the opposition leader John Briceño, are very much supported and welcomed by his party, for Belize and Santander's investments are no different.
Our concern was more along the lines with the protection of the people's money or the workers' money. Like Mr. Singh pointed out, Social Security needs to find places where they can invest their monies so that they could bring higher returns than just in the bank. The bank is paying a probably 2-3% interest rate. And if you could make an investment where you can have a higher rate of return, then that's fine. But our concern as in the PUP was that how safe was that investment, this $12 million. The $12 million was a part of a $96 million package. And we wanted to make sure, and we did not have enough information, and we still don't have enough information. We don't have all the information, that every cent of the Belizean worker is well secured. That no matter what happened, that money is going to be safe. We did not have the information for us to be able to say that yes, it's properly secure, or no, it is not properly secure. So when we took out our press release, we were more taking more the position of asking questions. Are we ensuring that we are protecting the workers' monies? And secondly, we wanted to make the other point is that asking the question, what is the government's policy when it comes to investments in this country using Social Security's monies? Because if you could remember around 2010, 2011, when BSI was at the verge of bankruptcy, the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association put together a group to study the possibility of acquiring Belize Sugar Industries for and on behalf of the farmers. But to do that, they needed to put in a down payment, and they were attempting to borrow some money from Social Security. But the Prime Minister and the government of Belize, the UDP government at the time, frowned on that loan and never did give any support to that loan. So the farmers could not have gotten the money to be able to make that down payment and then raise the rest of the capital from investment groups in Mexico. So here we have the government lending monies to a group, Santander, and yes, they are of Guatemala origins, and lending them. But then here was a group of Belizeans, Belizean cane farmers, wanting to borrow at that time, and they said no. So what is the policy? You can't be, you need to be very clear as to what is going to be the lending policies of the Social Security Board or the Social Security's monies that they have in the banks.
Santander has since withdrawn their application from the SSB and announced that they will source the funding elsewhere. On Wednesday, February 24th, the People's United Party is having their first national executive meeting under the John Briceño leadership. It is a meeting that has a tall agenda ranging from the upcoming village council elections as well as other vacant posts that need to be filled.
There are several issues that we have to deal with. The first thing is that we have to look at the composition of the national executive. A number of positions were elected on the 31st of January, but now we have other positions that we have to fill in, such as the deputy, the national campaign, the deputies for the national campaign, the deputies for the communications directors committee, and other functions like that we have to do. We will be asking them for the caucuses to elect their chairpersons, if they want to keep the same one or they want to change. That's something that the caucus make that decision. But more than anything else, it's important for us to be able to meet as an executive to start to roll out a plan of action. We believe that for us to be able to get to Belmopan, we have to have an action plan. There are many things that are in front of us. For instance, the issue of village councils. How is it that we're going to address the village councils? We do accept that with the village councils elections that are coming up, I'm told they're going to be probably in April or maybe even as late as May, that we have to be looking at them very closely. I, for one, believe that that we should try as much as possible to minimize the politics in small communities, and where there are groups that want to come as independent groups. Personally, I would encourage that, but there are going to be instances where we are going to put our slate. But that is a decision that the National Executive will have to do. So that is just one of the many issues that we will be discussing on Wednesday.
This is Brisenio's second term as a leader of the People's United Party, and he had recently won his second term during a special national convention on January 31st, 2016.